start small, maybe with 5 employees. Let's say we started with 5 employees, now we have 200. I recommend to start small, maybe 3 to 5 employees, check their productivity, and I'm sure they're gonna be super excited and they're gonna start growing from there, right? So that's my main recommendation.
Welcome to HubSpot by Intugo, a place where ideas, professionals, and enthusiasts converge in order to address matters relevant to businesses and their people. Today, our guest is Juan Miranda, Country Manager for Wanamaker Law. We're very happy to have you here, Juan. Welcome.
Thank you, Monica. I'm excited to be here too. I'm thankful with you guys for all the growth and for being part of it. So thank you for having me.
Juan, you've been very successful at managing an operation in Mexico, and it's been a long ride. I know that you've been handling the operation for a couple years now, but today we want to know about that journey, and we want to dig into the do's, don'ts, and your experience. First, I'd like to understand, what was your initial expectation when you thought about starting a nearshore operation? What were you thinking? How were you feeling?
Okay, well, at the beginning, we were growing really fast. Like really fast. Actually, we were scaling. So we were looking to hire talent like faster and increase our productivity, because what I think is that working from home is not scalable. So the main thing was hire fast enough to keep pace with our growth. Of course, having better productivity.
Did you find this interesting? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and activate your notifications. So, could you say it was a time where you felt a lot of pressure in order to get, moving towards your goals? Was that the situation that was happening?
Yeah, the sales team was growing so fast that our operation team there was not enough people to handle like the amount of work of cases that we were handling back then. So we needed to be able to hire like super fast.
Okay.
And in the United States, it takes time to find completely bilingual people. So, coming here to Mexico and starting an operation with you guys, it was way faster.
So, Juan, at the beginning, were you nervous about taking the decision of hiring in Mexico? There's a lot of responsibility on the manager that actually takes, upon the first step of saying, let's set that up, right?
Yeah, I was really nervous, but our operation is in Hermosillo, Mexico. So in this part of the country, we were looking for employees with legal background. We knew that there was a lot of universities, one of the best universities in the country for law school. So I was nervous, but I knew that we could find the right talent right here in Hermosillo.
So you mentioned you've been able to find good talent with a legal background. But what about sales, marketing, admin, or other type of backgrounds? What is your overall take on the talent pool that you've been able to tap into?
Well, overall, it's easier to find talent here because we're in the border with Arizona, so there's a lot of bilingual people, a lot of bilingual professionals.
Okay.
So it's easier for us to find talent here. Like, it doesn't matter the role.
So are you happy with the team that you've been able to build in Mexico?
Well, I'm super happy. Imagine we were able to grow almost 3,000% in the last 3 years.
Wow.
That we've been working with the operation here in Mexico. So imagine we're super excited,
Yeah.
super happy.
Talk about a success story, right? So what would you say are some of the main benefits of working with Intugo? Or let's put it this way, what are the things that you don't have to worry about because Intugo takes care of it?
Okay, well, the first thing will be recruitment. Recruiting is, like, all of the companies in the US are struggling right now with recruitment. So that will be the first one. The second one will be not dealing with legal compliance. So that will be another one. Besides that, another great benefit is that it's close to the border. So it's easier for us to manage the office that we have here because it's an easy drive from Tucson. It's close to El Paso. So our executive team is once a month here easily.
So they come here and visit your office.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the offices. Do you like them? What do you think about the workspace?
Yeah, well, the first time the CEO was here, she was surprised. Like, the office that we have, everything was brand new. The office decoration, everything was amazing. And the CEO was really happy to see we work in a great place, it creates a great environment, you know.
So tell us about a situation, so, talking about HR. HR matters, right? What kind of scenario does Intua assist with?
Okay, for example, this is a great scenario. Right now, we're looking to grow. I'm just gonna put a number. So we're doing 300 cases. We're trying to bump to 350 cases, and for that, we need 10 more people. But in the US, it would be really hard to hire 10 people in a month or 2 months or 3 months. And right now in Tugo, they're able to do it probably in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So 10 people in 2 weeks, it's a lot.
So Juan, does your team in Mexico interact with your team back in the US? What can you tell us about this dynamic? How does it work?
They do. It was challenging at the beginning. Right now we have hybrid teams. We have people working in El Paso, working in Tucson, here in Hermosillo. At the beginning it was challenging because communication and to make them feel all together part of the same team is difficult. But we have the technology and the equipment to be able to interact between teams. For example, we have a great conference room, we have a screen, we have the cameras, and that make the team in El Paso, Tucson, and Hermosillo connected because we have the technology to do it here in the Hermosillo office.
So it's clear that you've been able to find the people, right? But what about the productivity? What can you tell me about the difference between the efficiency of the team in the US and the efficiency of the team that is now based in Mexico?
Well, with the team in Mexico, we have great productivity. Well, we know that Mexicans are hard workers. So productivity is great overall. Right now, I think we've been actually using AI tools lately, and that's been improving way more our productivity with the teams. And the people we have here is great talent, and they're tech savvy. They're able and capable of using the AI tools and the tools that we gave them as we want to, and their productivity is super good.
That's very interesting. So would you say that people are prone to adapting AI into their day-to-day work?
They are actually, since the beginning. Actually, we had some employees that they were already using it. So we just make it official and we start adding the tools to our way and our day-to-day.
So I believe that, some of the information that is going to be very interesting or of high value to the people that are listening to us today is what to expect and what to be aware of. In a nutshell, what would you say are the do's and don'ts of starting a nearshore operation, specifically thinking about finding the correct talent and then managing cross-border teams?
What I will recommend to the companies is that start small, maybe with 5 employees. Let's say we started with 5 employees, now we have 200. So I recommend to start small, maybe 3 to 5 employees, check their productivity, and I'm sure they're going to be super excited and they're going to start growing from there, right? So that's my main recommendation. If you're doubting about starting or not, just let's go ahead and start with a small team, share their productivity, and start from there.
Okay. What other thing do you think you did correctly? Like, what other thing would you recommend?
In my experience, I think this is the most important.
Okay.
You, as a company, need to make the employees that are working from Mexico feel part of your company.
Okay.
All the time. Since the beginning, you need to make them feel that they're part of your company, be in constant communication. Because I've seen some companies that they just see them as a third party or as an outsourcing, and they don't make them feel as part of their company. They don't have them built into their vision. So productivity is not going to be the same if you don't make them feel like part of your company. So for me, that's the main thing.
Is there any specific practices that Wanamaker Law followed in order to achieve that?
Yeah, constant communication. Executive team was here twice a month or once a month since the beginning. Trainings, opportunities. We often travel people from here to El Paso office, to Tucson office, to make them feel part of our company. So that was part of our success, actually.
Great. And then the counterpart. What would you think people need to avoid when you're taking this decision of starting a nearshore strategy?
Just the opposite to what I said.
Okay.
Like just make them feel like they're just a service that they're using, something aside the company, something outside the company. That's not gonna be good for the employees. They're not gonna feel committed. They're not gonna be committed, and they're not gonna feel motivated and excited about working for you.
What can you tell us about any challenges that you faced when you were setting up the operation, or even during the initial phases of the operation?
Okay, well, the setup was really smooth, really smooth. It was easy. We started with 5 employees. The challenge was actually to merge the teams working from home and the in-office team. Because the people working from home, they were worried about losing their jobs, right? So there was kind of conflict, and we deal with that just with communication, using technology, making them feel part of the team, like the team working from home and the team in office. Technology facilities, just communication. But that was actually the main challenge.
Do you believe there's a cultural alignment between the team that works in Mexico and the team that works back in the US? And how do you feel, if so, that this has contributed positively or negatively to the efficiency overall?
Okay, the cultural alignment. Actually, we are all Latinos working in the US and Latinos working in Mexico, but we're close to the border. So here in Mexico, we are familiar with what immigrants live in the day to day. And most of the employees that we have, they have a family member or a close friend living in the US. And so we're really very alike to the people working from home. They're all Latinos too. So the communication is easy because we care about the community, the Latin community. So we share the same vision of helping the immigrants.
Thank you so much for having shared all of those valuable insights. We really enjoyed having you on the show. And we're looking forward to growing our business together.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you everyone for being a part of this show today. Looking forward to the next episode. See you next time.